Good evening once again. M.M Out There, over there, everywhere, all over the place.
Yes, sir.
And as usual, right here with the Apostle and Royce Campbell. He who contested the last two general elections, constituency of St. Peter, and he can't wait to contest the very next one. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fabulous. So with yourself?
Fine, I'm okay.
Good.
All right. Before we start, I'm going to say hello to Sandra Kurt Greenwich from San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was here. She left Barbados a couple days ago, and she listens to us. In fact, her mother has been diagnosed with dementia. So that last one we did about non-communicable diseases,
Wow.
she was very much interested in that one.
Very good. Very good.
Right?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Also, Wazo from Wake Up Barbados, who is a new listener, and Mr. Conley Warner, a personal friend of mine, who is here on business, and he got a whole bunch of our stuff and he's been watching it.
Oh, wow.
And he does this part for the tourism sector. He has a very nice property in my area called Sea Spray.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
In fact, I'm possibly going to interview him about that sometime
nice.
during the coming week.
That'll be
We'll
nice.
have to see. He has a very tight schedule, so I don't know what's going to happen there.
Okay.
But anyhow, I'm shouting out Mr. Conley Warner. I know you'll be watching this tomorrow whenever it comes out. Apostle,
Yes, sir.
a lot has been happening in the island. Most of the people are in disgust with actually what's going on. I saw some people from St. John, and they were very much, they can't find Charles Griffith. That's the representative of St. John, right? They can't find him. And they were talking about the water. There's no water. People have been getting water for months.
Right.
I mean, imagine not getting water for an entire month. What do you think about that?
I think it's horrible. I don't think that we've actually seen it like this.
Never
This
seen
it like this. So this says a lot about the preparedness of the present ruling administration in terms of their readiness to handle the ills that were here in Barbados. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, I've never seen it like this even under the former administration. So it says something is definitely wrong with what's happening here in Barbados.
And for those of them who are actually getting water, it's kind of like rusty and yellow. Never in my entire life have I come across things like that.
Well,
in fact, I saw some only today.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, one of my members actually had water in his area. He actually had it tested, okay, because of the level of sediment that was in it. I actually believe, my honest opinion is that it is the combination of the rust that is within the old pipe system that we have here in Barbados. And secondly, I think it's also a part of the sargassum seaweed that is being extracted out of the waters from the what they call the desalination plant. Now this is very, very important because I don't think Barbadians were ever told that they were receiving water from the desalination plant. So, I've never heard of that. So this says something that is very important. The other part that I've said here before on the show is that the Barbados went high end and then super high end too quickly. And the reason for it again is greed. Because the majority of the high-end properties in Barbados, all of them have pools, okay? All of them have pools, and some are very, very massive, different styles, and what has happened is that it's put a greater demand for water in Barbados, and our Barbados Water Authority can't handle it, and it's really initially wasn't their problem. It was the housing sector's problem because we didn't curb the reality of all of these new large multi-million-dollar properties that are coming with roof deck pools, some properties with 2 pools, they aren't ready for it. Okay, so this is where systems have fallen apart in Barbados, because we've allowed the country to go to a dimension very, very quickly that is not moving the country forward. It's just making life better for individuals who already have the wealth.
And you also mentioned a point several weeks ago that with these water shortages, there's never a water shortage in these areas that we're talking. That he's
That's
talking
right.
about these
That's
high
right.
areas.
You asked them if there's a water shortage in Apeshill, Polo Ridge, Lion Castle, Royal Westmoreland, Sandy Lane. Ask them if there's a water shortage at Port Ferdinand or Port St. Charles. Ask them the question if there was ever a water shortage at Palazzati. No.
In fact, I am putting up a challenge, and I dare anyone to tell me, you know those trucks that take up water to give people when?
Yes. Yeah.
If they've ever seen one of those trucks in any of the aforementioned areas that he just spoke about. Have you ever seen one of those green trucks?
For that to be the case, it will be an unsightly situation in those areas. Okay? The other thing that's really crazy is that you remove standpipes out of the area to put tanks. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a tank that has to be treated, first of all, it has to be treated. The water within that tank has to be treated. So I'm trying to find out, what type of common sense or lack of wisdom would make you move, the standpipes out of communities and replace them with
the standpipes, which are a point of convenience.
Correct.
For several people. In fact, there's a standpipe over by me, and people come from all over to get water from that.
Yeah.
It's one of the very few systems where the water is actually anything like clear.
Come on. And you want to think about this. This is 2019. Why in Barbados are we setting up tanks in communities where our people, it's not going to send a message to our people telling them we want to move you forward. That's a step backward. It's retroactive, not proactive.
Yes, I certainly agree on that point. I agree very much on that point. Moving on to something else. Now that hole that we spoke about,
Yes, sir.
it has gotten even worse. It has gotten even worse.
How long has that been? This is going on to like 2 months?
About 2 months.
Okay.
No, 2 months since the car went in the
2 months since the car went
right,
into
but
the hole.
okay. Now the hole was there before.
Right.
Now, as I said, it's wide as well as long. You should have seen today. Now we had a situation today where the sea was very
It was
rough.
yes.
So it brought all the sand all over the road. So the cars now, the ones who know about that hole, so they're coming down, going south and going wide, and skidding over on the other side, because the sand.
Yes.
Okay? I personally almost saw an accident today. It's only, not that it's nothing I'm wishing for, it's only a matter of time before someone gets seriously hurt with an accident because of that hole.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, if someone is seriously injured or killed in that situation, if there's going to be any benefits for them. Because as I said, one of the 2 idiots who are ministers in the Ministry of Transport is the representative of St. Lucie. And he passes that pole every week.
Right.
He himself veers off.
Well, he knows about it.
To the right. Right? So many veer off to the right, they're going to be veering straight onto the beach into the sea.
Yeah.
That's not a joke, because the precipice is right there.
Yeah.
Anyone who
it's not a wide road, first of all, to begin with.
Indeed. Right? So no, they have very little road, and the ZRs, they're not running through that hole. They're coming around at great speed.
Yeah.
So I want to know, the same 2 idiots who I saw in the newspaper today with a photo shoot, somewhere by some road, when he should be in St. Lucie, fixing that road, there's somewhere digging up some place, making absolutely no progress, confirming every day that he's an idiot and not suited to be a member of parliament. We move on.
Yes, sir.
The school children can't get to school. It's even worse than how it was a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
I personally have seen I'm seeing school children walking around at 11 o'clock in the daytime. And they can't get home either. Walking around at minutes to 6 and that sort of thing. Not walking, but waiting to get home.
Well, listen, I have one of my members that's actually a secondary school teacher, and they told me that at their school they only get one bus.
One bus.
One bus.
Imagine that.
And he told me the amount of traveling that one bus has to do to get kids home. I mean, it's a long run.
You know, some time ago, these said buses were supposed to have been ordered and delivered by now.
Right.
Haven't seen anything. In fact, there are less buses now than before. This plan that they had to incorporate the private SVs, the private search vehicles, it doesn't seem to be working.
No.
Because instead of getting better, since they've been doing that, it's becoming worse.
Now, I had an interesting conversation with my dad 2 days ago. And my
Your dad's still alive?
My dad is still alive. He's 82 years old.
Yeah, but he's playing a good innings then.
Yes, sir. And he told me when he was a boy, there were 8 bus companies in Barbados. I told him I never knew that. He started to call all 8 of them. There was a Rockland, he said the Federal, the Progressive, the National. He was just going, I said, I never knew that there were so many transportation companies in Barbados. That was really shocking.
But I can tell you this. When I went to Potpourri, greatest school in history, by the way, there were buses used to come. This is for Potpourri only, On mornings and evenings, you had 3 coming from Bridgetown. The buses were red and the transport buses, they were colored red. You had one coming from St. Andrew in that area, that was yellow, that was the Rockland bus.
Right.
You had one coming from the St. George area, that was green, that was the elite transport bus.
Okay, that's one of the names you mentioned.
Right? And you had 2 from St. Lucie. One going to Pike Corner, and one going to Pike Corner and Josie Hill, and one going to the Collington Route. And they were always on time.
Yeah.
They were always on time.
Well, I remember the day when the bus driver had his hat on, and the conductor had their badge on, and they had the uniform.
Yeah.
When you drop your standards, you drop your potential. And this is one of the things that's happened in Barbados. Again, I've always said, we're looking at things that moves the country forward and move the people forward.
Yeah.
Saying that they're more interested in things that will make the country look good.
And the people are not moving forward. And the people are suffering.
That's right.
And the people are, I was going to talk about this lady whose house was blown off the other day, the roof, or this gentleman. And I'll get to that in the next part.
Okay.
Because Apostle will run out of time. To the end of part 1. Time runs out very quick when we're talking to the Apostle. So, the end of part 1, this is M.M Out There, over there, everywhere, all over the place, saying that that's the end of part 1, and we'll be back very shortly with the Apostle Leroy Scanbury for part 2.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
take a break, sir.
All right.